They punched the sleeping giant in the mouth, and we woke up, and by the grace of God, we took care of business. When you think of nation against nation, it's not kingdom, it's people. It's civil wars within its own country. You watched the news last week? They're burning places down. Have you noticed the most common thread of the places that are burning down? They had Democratic mayors. Just thought I'd throw that out there real quick. And most of them are governed by Democratic governors. They fined the man in New Jersey $1,000 a day for going to the gym and opening his business, but they're rioting on the street 5 days later in front of his business, and they're not saying nothing to him. We live in a crooked society, people, because it's civil war. It's people against people. Black Lives matters to everybody but blacks. Preacher, why do you say that? When you look at drive-by shootings, it's what killing what? Black shooting black. Hello? Black Lives Matter was protesting, and they shot 10 weekend before last in Shreveport. Drive-by shootings, 10. Right over there, just a few miles from us. Civil war. Every life is precious. No man has a right to take anybody's life. Now, capital punishment is still in the book, people. Do you believe in capital punishment? According to Genesis, yes, I do. He that shed blood, by his blood being shed, is that blood covered. That's why America's under so much problem. We've got aborted babies. We've got murderers that are still living in prison fat and happy when we know they did it. Same-sex marriage going crazy. Juveniles completely out of control. And we wonder why. God bless America. No, he's not. Not till we get some things right with God. People, we've got no right to take anybody's life. I've got no right to personally grudge anybody in any way. I don't have a right to say, well, I'm more important than you. Because guess what? I'm not more important than you. I think last time we looked, we're all human beings trying to serve a living God that gave a Savior in Jesus Christ that makes us all equal in the eyes of God, period. Race, creed, color, none of that matters. We lose that. Nation against nation. To stir up strife, envy, jealousy. And we have people today, that's all they do. What are you getting at? Skip down to verse. Now notice, we did false Christ in verse number 5. Look at verse 11. False prophets. I see that as them. They're false prophets. The prophets, they're promising something they can't deliver. They're trying to promise a utopia, and man wants a utopia. They will never find a utopia because sin is always in this world. They use means. I'm going to tell you right now, what's the driving force in all of this? Is social media. I was laughing the other day, talking to people. They was talking about the death of Floyd, and they made the statement. You know, they this, that, and the other, and they talking about all that. I said, do you know what crime he committed to get put in handcuffs? He committed a crime. That's why he was put in handcuffs, people. He violated a crime. It's called counterfeit. Counterfeit's not that bad of a crime if you want that $20 bill in your billfold that's worth $1 to be worth 40 cents. Counterfeit's all right. If you want that $20 bill to be worth $1, you want to stop it. Preacher, it's worth more than $1. Try to go somewhere else and spend it. It's not the $20 I grew up with. Man, you had a $20 bill when I was growing up. Dude, You could go to the store, you could do some shopping. It costs you $200 to walk in Walmart. Cover charge, $200. Before you get the buggy, you ain't even put the first item in the buggy, you're $200 broke. My wife ordered the other day, and I don't know, it was like $250, $300. And they sent it in a cardboard box. Really? Really? Man, you had $20 and I was growing up, you could go to Walmart and stay there a while. Son, you could go to the fishing department, the toy department, and get Twinkies on the way out the building. You know I'm telling the truth. Don't y'all be staring at me like I'm crazy. Y'all were there. Tracy's the only one going, I'm doing Twinkies. They were sweet. See, Tracy's the only one. Everybody else like, I'm not that old. Yeah, you are. Don't you be lying to nobody. Is counterfeit a bad crime? But you see what $1 is worth when it's all said and done. You find out counterfeit's a very bad crime. People, we have to understand these false prophets, they have hijacked the news media, social media. And that's what they want because they're stirring, they're instigating. I love all these has-been Hollywood actors that tell us what we ought to think. Nobody wrote me a script. I'm playing. Here I am. Whether you like me or not, this is me. Well, preacher, I just don't like your attitude. God's probably not tickled with yours neither, so we'll call it even. I'm not trying to be ugly, people. I'm just trying to... It just kills me today how everybody's upset about stuff that has nothing to do with them. Heard a comedian the other day. Let me tell you how bad it's getting, being a comic. He said, I have a blind guy on the front row. He said, I am picking at this blind guy, and we are having a time. And he said, you know what? It's so great. Because most comedians stay away from me because I'm blind. He said, but I felt like I was part of the audience. While I'm playing back and forth with the guy, a lady in the back stood and said, excuse me, I'm offended because of you talking to that blind guy that way up front. Do you know him? Sir, do you know her? Nope, and I'm glad I don't. Why is she offended about something that doesn't even belong to her? He said she met me at the back and told me again how offended she was at the way I talked to him. False prophets. People are outraged today over the silliest things. Abort a baby's fine. Shoot somebody on a drive-by shooting's fine. Cop tell you to get in the back of a car and you don't, he spikes you on the ground, puts cuffs on you, throws you in the back of the car, and they want to throw a fit. Why didn't you just do what they asked you to do to start with? Because you're not going to tell them nothing. I've got 3 in law enforcement, trust me, they'll tell you real quick, you're not going to tell them nothing. And I love it when they look at Joseph and said, you can't make me do that. That's when it gets fun. Very humorous. But it's sad that false prophets, false Christ, false religion, wars and rumors of wars. Verse number 10, they're all offended. And then shall many be offended, shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Have you not seen that? Somebody's talking about Facebook. I never had a face that I thought deserved being on the book. I'm sorry. I didn't get it. And they said, well, it's how you keep up with friends. If them's your friends, get a rope and jump off the Red River Bridge now. Save yourself a lot of problems. You know how many people I've seen upset because of what somebody said to them on Facebook? I can't believe it. They just treat me so bad. John, here's a rope. Go have fun. What would life be like if we lived in a society that we grew up in? You had 30 minutes of news in the afternoon of international, or national, international, 30-minute local, 30-minute local before you went to bed, you had a newspaper. That was it. Now we got 24-hour news stations, and they must come up with something to fill 24 hours. Coronavirus was the worst thing in the world. Now coronavirus is not so bad. Writing is taking over. What are they going to do if coronavirus comes back this fall? It's just funny to me. We see this fulfilled right in our eyes right now, and most people don't get it. Now, lessons to learn from this. I'm going to give you 5 things real fast. We already covered in verse 4. Don't be deceived. Take heed that no man deceive you. Understand what's going on. Understand God is in control, and this is not just happening. Pray for our country. Pray for our leaders. Pray for our law enforcement that are out there, our first responders. They're right in the middle of it. Prayerfully, we won't have to bring anybody else in. But pray that our leaders will have enough wisdom that if we need to, we do. Because the longer you drag out, destroy it. And this is what most people don't understand. I'm going to give you a free one. This is my prediction. I may be wrong. Don't ever bet against me. I may be wrong. How many of y'all heard that they're going to make Antifa a terrorist group? You know what that means? Insurances don't have to pay for that. That's a terrorist attack. So public buildings and church insurance, we have to pay an annual terrorist bill from the terrorist attack 9/11. We're still paying it. It's been going down lately. Bet it don't next year. Bet it don't. I bet it doubles, triples, or quadruples. Why? Because if it's a terrorist attack, insurance companies don't have to pay for it. Hello. Where does the money trail go? If you have insurance and it's labeled a terrorist attack, did you look at your house insurance? Does it cover terrorist attack? I mean, I know y'all seen that one when Daffy Duck's trying to sell the insurance to Porky Pig. Y'all watch cartoons, y'all keep on preaching a lot better.